Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you more work that I've done to my U2 spy plane. But first, I'd like to give a big thank you to KST Servos for sponsoring my channel. I'll be using KST Servos from now on all of my airplane builds. Okay, first I'm going to talk about just the obvious here, that it's now painted. The U2 is now painted, and what I did was just use normal, or excuse me, not normal, but Rust-Oleum matte paint, and here's what I used right here. In my last video, I showed you how I glassed this wing and everything, and once it was glassed and everything was dried on it, I just went ahead and sprayed primer over it. And after that primer was dry, then I sanded it with 400 grit sandpaper, and then I shot the black over that. And the primer that I use for that, this is Duplicolor primer filler. This is what I use all the time when I use primer in a can. It's really good stuff. And like I said, everything here is now painted, and it is ready to go. Ready to go. Okay, here we have the front of the U2, the nose, and the canopy here. Now, what I did, I 3D printed this canopy out of PLA, clear PLA, but I didn't really like it that much because it's really not clear like it should be, but that's probably the best I can get with 3D printing it out of PLA. Now, I could have just left this all closed up here and left it black, but it wouldn't look, in my opinion, it wouldn't look good all painted black. Or I have this, this gray one here that it just wouldn't look right. So what I decided to do was make a vacuum forming machine, and I formed my own clear canopy that I'll be putting in here. And it turned out pretty good, so I'm going to end up having this in here for a clear canopy. On the flaps of this U2, I'll be using these KST servos, the DS215 MGs, and these will be used for the flaps. And then I'll be using the DS145 MG for the ailerons and the elevators and the rudder on this plane. And as you can see, we have the flaps cut into. Okay, once again, we have the nose here, and we have this piece, or the canopy, goes up here. Like I was telling you earlier, I didn't like this 3D printed canopy here. So, how I made that also 3D printed, this was a plug to make this here. So this is 3D printed also, and this is a plug to make this. And what I ended up doing was printing a plug in this clear PLA to get this in here. Then I cut it off there and put that inside of here. But like I said, it doesn't look that great, so I made this vacuum forming machine. And how this works, this is just a box. It's just a box frame, and it's sealed up inside. I use silicone to seal it all up, and there's a bunch of holes and the top of it. And we have the hose here connected to it, and that connects to my shop vac. And what you do, you take a sheet of plastic and you sandwich it between these two frames here in the middle of it. So this whole thing, this whole side here will be covered with plastic, a sheet of plastic. And you take that sheet of plastic and this whole frame, then you place it in the oven. And once the plastic starts drooping down, you'll see it droop down too. Then you turn on your vacuum, and then force this down over top of it. Well, not really force it down, just push it down. And then the plastic will suck around the mold or the plug. This piece here, so this plastic will go down, push down, and it'll get sucked down all through here, and this like that. Then pull this off, turn the vacuum off, and then just cut this out of the plastic sheet. And if anybody wants to know how I made this in more detail, just let me know down in the comments. But also what I've done is glue the former halfway in here and halfway out. So now this will slide into here, and when I'm ready to make these two together, this will just slide in here, and I'll use epoxy to keep these two together. And that's what she's looking like now.
Subscribe for more.